at Night. I'm Colette Linden for Friday, December the 11th.
I'm Craig Huckerby. I'll have your complete 3-day and 7-day forecast coming up later on in the show.
Ontario is reporting 1,848 new cases of COVID-19 today and 45 new deaths due to the virus. Health Minister Christine Elliott says 469 cases are in Toronto, 386 in Peel Region, 205 in York Region, and 106 in Windsor-Essex. In the province's long-term care homes, 604 residents currently have COVID-19 and 29 new deaths have been reported today. The province says 131 of its 626 long-term care homes are experiencing an outbreak. It also reported 151 new COVID-19 cases related to schools, including at least 125 among students. Those bring the number of schools with a reported case to 878 out of Ontario's 4,828 publicly funded schools. Ontario and Sault Ste. Marie Chambers of Commerce call for virtual care to become a permanent fixture in healthcare system. This week's report from Ontario's Auditor General has put the spotlight on virtual care. While telemedicine sites have been in place for decades in Canada, the pandemic has accelerated the adoption of virtual care in Ontario. Virtual visits have enabled more Ontarians to continue accessing quality healthcare while not exposing themselves to COVID-19. The latest report by the Ontario Chamber of Commerce and the Ontario Chamber Network, including the Sault Ste. Marie Chamber of Commerce, is realizing the full potential of virtual care in Ontario. This report underscores the need to permanently integrate virtual care into Ontario's healthcare system. The report explains how virtual care is not solely about convenience for patients, but it also benefits the healthcare system as a whole. Further, virtual care should be viewed as one modality in which healthcare can be delivered and should continue to complement, not replace, in-person care. Canada's maple syrup harvest hit a record high of 14.3 million gallons this year, despite shutdowns during the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. Stats Canada says 2020's harvest was 8.3% higher than the 2019 record of 13.2 million gallons, pushing syrup sales up 7.9% to $558 million this year. The report says that exports of Canadian maple syrup jumped nearly 22% compared with 2019 in the first 9 months of the year, much faster than the gains of 3.2% between 2018 and 2019. Stats Canada says that Quebec, where prices are controlled by the Federation of Quebec Maple Syrup Producers, produces almost 3/4 of the global maple syrup supply and accounts for 90% of Canadian maple syrup production. A forensic psychiatrist retained by the prosecution at the trial of the man who killed 10 people in Toronto's van attack says Alex Minassian knew his actions were morally wrong. Dr. Scott Woodside says Minassian's desire to gain notoriety demonstrates that he knew the attack would be viewed by the public as a terrible act. The 28-year-old Minassian from Richmond Hill, Ontario, has pleaded not guilty to 10 counts of first-degree murder and 16 counts of attempted murder. The defense argues Minassian should be held not criminally responsible for his actions on April 23, 2018, due to autism spectrum disorder. Minassian's state of mind is the sole issue at trial, since he has admitted to planning and carrying out the attack. The central question in the case and whether Minassian knew what he did was morally wrong. Woodside said Minassian's quest for notoriety answers that question. Because Minassian has raised a not criminally responsible defense, the onus shifts away from the Crown to prove its case beyond a reasonable doubt. Justice Anne Malloy, who is presiding over the judge-alone trial, says Thursday that she believes autism spectrum disorder qualifies as a mental disorder. She will have to decide whether Minassian knew his actions were morally wrong. Minassian told several mental health assessors that he identified partly with so-called incels, men who are involuntary celibate, and discussed their hatred for women and those who date them in the bowels of the internet. Court has heard that Minassian composed a message about the incel rebellion before the attack. He told a psychiatrist. He posted it on Facebook immediately afterward before he was arrested. Today's Out with Nicole has us back at Robin's rooms. Let's see what Robin has in store for us today.
Our girl. Yes, she's everywhere. She's there. She's there.
She's there.
She's all up there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I wanted to just talk about these hats are full of the most beautiful, amazing vintage hats. And I strongly suggest the girls come and have a hat party. Like, get them all out, try them on, take selfies. It's super fun. And I also do, yeah, exactly. Oh, I do serve wine and champagne. Oh, yes, I do. But I'll just show you as an example. What is that? What is the hat? Could you hold that for me, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
So even this is a hat. So it's got the... This is from the 40s.
Yes.
Yes, it's Nicole. I call it the unibrow, so it looks like one big eyebrow.
Wow.
And then later on, I found matching mink earrings as well. So
Love it.
yes. So anyway, but
What a collection.
I strongly encourage a hat party. And this is my one tribute to men.
One tribute to men.
Everything in the house I've only collected from a woman's perspective. So there is neckties. And at one time I would wear them. I would wear the little, clip-on tie to work.
Nice.
Yeah, men's dressing is fun.
Stay tuned for the next part of Robin's Room on Out with Nicole.
If clear skies can be found over our area this weekend, you will be able to see the Geminids meteor shower. Expected to peak December 13th and 14th, you'll be able to start seeing them in the early evening. A bonus this year is that the moon will not be outshining some of the lighter meteors as it is in the new phase of its cycle. There are many online resources available to locate the best place to look in the sky to see this event. However, one of the best tips is to find a dark place with little light pollution and an unobstructed view of the sky. Cameras at NASA's All-Sky Fireball Network have already picked up 18 fireballs from this shower so far this week, and it's not anywhere near its peak.
Well, Colette, you're going to be hard-pressed to see anything in the sky this weekend in the Sault other than cloud, maybe some flurries I'll tell you about coming up after the break. We also are seeing a substantial cool down for next week. I'll tell you how cold it's going to get coming up right after the break. Welcome back, everyone. Well, we made out a little lucky today. We did see some sunny breaks with all that cloud around the area. That cloud is now going to thicken up, and we're actually going to start cooling down. If you've been out in the last little while, you'll feel it's a little cooler than it was this morning when we woke up at 3 degrees, but temperatures right now 1. We're going to be falling later on tonight to about -5 with mainly cloudy conditions. We don't see any precipitation yet here in the Sault. Moderate north winds, though, are going to kick in, and that's going to make it feel a little cooler for the overnight. Let's take a look now at the overnight period, or the overnight temperatures for the area. The cool spot coming in today at -13 in Timmins, -6 here in Sudbury, but it is going to see some flurry activity starting later on tonight. They're under a watch box, so is North Bay, by the way. Sault Ste. Marie tonight falling to -8 during the overnight. It's going to feel a little cooler with those winds kicking in. So let's take a look at the satellite shot. We'll show you what's going on and why we can expect some snow over the next 24 hours. It's courtesy of this low pressure system that's really getting organized now. It's going to start tracking a little lower and start hammering southern parts of Michigan right into the Sudbury, North Bay area, where they're promising to be picking up about 10 to 15 centimeters with some blowing snow. Other than that, we're going to basically pick up a little bit of snow. We'll show you the accumulation map that we can expect for the weekend. We're calling for a trace to 3 centimeters here. Can't see anything more than that, but it is going to stay on the ground because it is going to be a lot colder in the next couple of days. The heavy snow, as I said, parts of Michigan, if you are traveling east, I would not recommend it for tomorrow because they are going to be seeing some heavy snow showers right from Sudbury to North Bay, right into Quebec even. Mainly rain in the southern Ontario area. Could see some freezing rain around the Georgian Bay area. So let's take a look now at the forecast for the next 3 days, starting with tomorrow. We see snow starting sometime Saturday afternoon. Temperatures holding steady around -2, falling to -8. Again, we could pick up 3 centimeters from that. Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud. I would say mainly cloudy conditions. We're not going to see a lot of sun. Temperatures cool at -3, but it could be a lot cooler. So let's be thankful for that. Temperatures holding steady for Tuesday or for Monday at -2, but we do have snow in the forecast, and that is courtesy of maybe some lake effect enhancement, some snow squall activity. We could pick up some accumulation there. Temperatures falling overnight at -11 for Monday. For Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a mix of sun and cloud. Temperatures holding steady. Basically, the cool day is Wednesday or Tuesday at -8. Then we start to climb up gradually towards the weekend. We do see another warming trend developing for next week. So, hey, we just may lose the snow we pick up this weekend. I'll have more coming up. Right now, we'll go to a break, and Colette has more news coming up.
More than 2 decades after retiring, Wayne Gretzky set another high-water mark early Friday morning after his 1979 OPC Gretzky rookie card became hockey's first to cost more than $1 million US at auction. Wayne Gretzky's name appears number 1, an astounding 60 times in the NHL's record book. Dallas-based Heritage Auctions says the trading card is just one of 2 featuring number 99 from OPC's 1979 run to get a perfect gem mitt score from the Professional Sports Authenticator grading service. In the description of the Gretzky collectible on its website, Heritage Auctions says it's extremely rare to find one in perfect condition because of how cards were cut from the original sheets back in the 70s. According to the auction house OPC, which was essentially the Canadian arm of US-based Topps, used wire rather than blades to segregate individual cards from their printed sheets, creating a problem that was progressively compounded as the wire dulled from use. Eventually, the cards would suffer cuts as jagged as those on Terry Sawchuk's face. The $1.29 million price tag includes a 20% buyer's premium. Gretzky retired from the NHL in 1999 with a record 894 goals, 1,963 assists, and 2,857 points. The University of Michigan's Haley Brown is one Canadian you need to watch out for. Over 150 men and 100 women playing U.S. college hoops is at an all-time high for Canada. If you want evidence that Canadian basketball is thriving, look no further than the NCAA. On the men's side, a record number of Canadians, over 150, are scattered throughout American schools. Meanwhile, there are 7 Canadian women among the preseason top 10 teams alone. More than 100 Canadian women are playing NCAA basketball. It's another all-time high. Haley Brown is a forward for the University of Michigan. Brown, now in her 3rd season, has started for number 19th ranked U of Michigan since she was a freshman. 1 year later, she earned the school's Unsung Hero Award for her contributions to the team outside of the box score as a sophomore. Now a senior, Brown is hoping her sound play translate to a pro career. Haley's coach says that she has been having a solid season, showing a touch from outside, being able to shoot the 3 as well. Brown's boyfriend, RJ Barrett, was drafted 3rd overall by the New York Knicks in 2019.
Team Canada has announced their final roster for the 2020-2021 World Junior Hockey Championships. 6 players will be coming back from the past year trying to do better than they did the year before. All teams must be in Edmonton, Alberta by this Sunday. The tournament kicks off on Christmas Day, however, we won't be cheering on our Canadians until December 26th.
Thank you for watching News at Night for Friday, December the 11th. I'm Colette Linden.
I'm Craig Huckerby. Have a great weekend and make sure you dress appropriately because it is going to be a little cooler.
Okay, thanks, Craig. And we will have more news and weather coming right up.